Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 269. And away we go.
Wait till get shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my yard. I'm Ramon Razor. Strict land, angel boy. About to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Michael J. Putty. And please welcome back to the show, after a brief hiatus, the man who just recently added his name to the long list of celebrity Hollywood actors who apparently don't bathe regularly, Mark Schwann. Mark Schwann, how you doing, buddy?
What? Whoa!
Didn't I see your name?
Time out here.
Your name? Like you,
Time out here.
Ashton Kutcher.
Not one of those.
I could have swore I saw your name there. You mentioned that a couple times.
No.
The last couple times you came over, you smelled a little ripe. So I just figured.
What? I am not one of those weirdos that don't shower every day. I shower every single day religiously.
Are you sure?
I am 1,000% positive.
Why you keep winking at me?
Again, with you and your winks,
Yeah.
not happening.
Okay. Wink.
Not happening.
Wink.
Yeah, ultimate. Yeah, listen. Not for nothing. I mean, if I was one of those people, I mean, they're pretty proud about this, so I would admit to it.
Yeah, they are very proud about it for some reason. It's weird.
Right? Like, why are you so proud about this? You're basically saying, hey, I smell 9 times out of 10, and so do my kids.
I mean, Ashton Kutcher, whatever the fuck his name is, and his wife, Mila Kunis, came out and said they don't bathe nor their kids unless there's dirt on them.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like, people came out of the floodgates opened up and people started admitting to this. Like, yeah, we don't do that
Kristen
either.
Bell, Dax Shepard, who else? Someone else did recently.
I think it's one of the Gyllenhaals, I want to say.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal. It's so weird, right?
It makes no sense.
It's like the Showergate
And thank God for
in Hollywood.
As we always say in the show, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for coming out and steadfastly saying I shower 3 times a day.
Yeah, which is a little excessive, but considering how much he works out, I mean,
Yeah.
kind of makes sense.
Wow, so weird.
How many times do you shower a day, Putty?
I'm a one a day person.
Yeah. Morning or night?
I'm a nighttime. I like to sleep in the morning.
You nighttime, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm more of like a morning person, get it out of the way. But there are times when I've been seeing early call time or whatever. If I have to wake up that early, then I'll do it at night.
Just easy for night. You relax, go to bed, don't have to worry about it in the morning.
I feel like because usually I work out in the morning, and I like to get my workout done before I shower and just feel better. I also just feel better afterwards.
And by working out, do you mean how much you love to dance? Can we please explain to me the story how 2 weeks ago we went out into the city with AJ Pan at the home office?
About that.
You forgot about a lot of things. Yeah,
I forgot my cell phone.
You were like counting
it.
your calories. You're telling me, I can afford one more drink. Fantastic. This is great. I can have one more drink.
Yeah, that was a lie. I had way more.
And then I leave like around 10 o'clock, a little before 10 o'clock to catch my train home because I'm a responsible adult who had to work the next day. And I found out AJ Pan tells me you stayed till like 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. I left. We went to the second bar, and we left at 3:30 in the morning. I took an Uber, and I left that was like way past the last train out to Westchester.
Yeah, so how'd you get home? You took a cab home?
I took an Uber.
That must have been pricey.
And it was definitely pricey. $60 Uber ride, not as pricey as the Uber ride I paid the other night because I was stranded in the city. But
AJ also told me this story. You paid like a lot of money because you were stranded in the city. What happened there?
I paid $100. So I had an overnight in Brooklyn in Bushwick, right? And I got wrapped a little bit earlier than everyone else, but it was still like past the last train out. So my wife and I, we discussed it, blah, blah, blah. She's like, hey, I could pick you up, yada, yada. So multiple times I'm telling her, hey, keep the ringer on. Because I know she keeps on vibrate. Yeah, sure. Called her 20 times in a row to no avail.
Wow.
No one's up. And I paid a $100 Uber ride to get home. Long story short. Come back home, right? The dog's barking. she kind of loosely wakes up. She's like, "Oh, you got a ride home?"
Wow.
I was just like, "I call you 20 times in a row." She says, "No, you didn't. Check your phone." She put it on silent. That's what happened. Yeah.
Silent or vibrate?
Silent.
That's nuts.
So the vibration wasn't even going off.
You gotta see what Do Not Disturb on. That's what I do.
To sleep with Do Not Disturb on?
Do Not Disturb is the best thing ever. You put it on. Your phone doesn't go off at all. No alerts, no texts, no notifications. But if you're a favorite of mine, the call will go through.
Right.
Or if you call me,
so
if you call me twice in like 5 minutes,
she turned that off. I didn't get home that night till after 3:00.
Damn, son, were you drunk or just working?
No, it just from work.
Did she believe that?
I mean, that's real. That's what happened.
Wink.
No,
right, well, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's been a crazy past few weeks for me.
Yeah. And how do you leave your phone?
Losing cell phones, spending a lot on Ubers. Well, that was drunk. Cell phone fell out of my pocket, I guess, and that was that.
Were you spending the whole night talking to that guy, like the bar owner?
Okay.
The bar owner.
That's right.
The bartender's boyfriend.
Oh, dude, he was buying us like so many shots. That's what happened. That's what killed me.
Wow. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Dude, what the hell happened, man? I feel like the past 2 weeks have been like rough.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, it was supposed to. AJ Pan said it when I hung out with him that Tuesday. A nice team Tuesday. He said that a few times and wasn't team for me. I think that night cost me more than I care to admit on air.
I can't imagine. How many more drinks did you have? And what made you?
I have no idea.
You were so proud of yourself. I have one more drink in me. Yay!
Yeah.
So excited to do one more drink. Yay! But so what made you go continue to drink? Was it the shots the guy was buying you?
It was the shots. Yeah. And then the lack of carbs. And honestly, what I was drinking, and anyone that does keto low carb could probably attest to this, is when you drink vodka and seltzer, it's a very light drink. So you can't really taste the vodka. And they fucking sneak up on you really, really fast. And when you're not having a carb intake, that also messes things up. So it just hit me out of nowhere.
Nuts.
Yeah. I don't even remember you leaving.
Wow, thanks, Dick.
No, I'm just saying.
It's fine, it's fine.
I'm trying to piece all that together. Like, I don't remember what point that was. I think I remember saying goodbye to you. I don't remember.
Whatever, man. You were too enthralled with that guy.
He was a cool dude. He had a lot of good stories.
Seemed cool.
I do remember that.
Yeah. Speaking of being a cool dude and having a lot of good stories, you missed our SummerSlam party, viewing party, Hooters here in Queens.
I did miss it.
It was a good time. We had a good
It
turnout.
was fun.
We had a good time. We were outside, which was good, in a tent.
Was it good, though? Because it like poured out of nowhere.
Well, not out of nowhere. The fucking hurricane was coming.
I mean, the hurricane was coming. Yeah. I mean, the hurricane is here now.
It was pouring, then it would stop. It would pour really hard, then stop. It was good. We were outside in the tent. The tent had those little plastic sidings on it. Got a good time. A good turnout. Those Hooters waitresses, freaking troopers.
Yeah. Go on.
Thankfully, for them, they were wearing the all-black uniform, because I can't imagine them wearing the white tops in this fucking pouring down.
I'm sure they got like a memo about that.
Yeah, smart. And this one girl, very beautiful woman, kept running back and forth, completely soaked. Not far, only a couple steps from the tent to the awning. But she was a trooper, man. She was soaking wet. She was completely drenched. The other bartender was smart enough to use the umbrella.
Right. That makes sense.
So she was a trooper. But it was a good turnout. We had a lot of fun. A lot of raffles went off.
Nice, nice.
And
how are the wings?
Oh, I didn't do wings.
No?
I ate before I got there because I wanted to save some money.
Okay.
Because I've been to these things before, and you got to worry about tabs and who's paying what's on what tab. I wasn't sure how they did it in Hooters or what we're going to do it tonight. So I'm like, let me just eat before I go and see what the situation is like. 'Cause I got screwed many times on these stupid things. I ain't doing that again.
Dude, I miss Hooters wings so bad. I really wanted to go, but of course I had my mom's retirement thing that I had to do. So
yeah, sorry I couldn't make it. Oh, she got my flowers.
Don't be a dick.
Oh, I'm being sincere. She's a wonderful woman.
Any fun stories happen at the watch party?
Nothing I can say on air really.
Ooh, what do you mean? You could edit it out.
The Pat from the Boulevard Bullies was there. He hosted our beer pong tournament that I wasn't aware of until the day before.
Yeah, I saw there was a beer pong tournament there. I was mad jealous.
And your boy here doesn't drink beer. So I'm like, I miss playing beer pong. And beer pong is, in a word, like gross. If you really think about it, beer pong is really gross.
Yeah, but like a lot of people now, the modern way to do it is you play with water in the cups and you drink out your beer.
A couple years ago, I was at a barbecue and someone brought that up. I'm like, genius.
Yeah.
Freaking genius.
Right?
So that's what the Boulevard Bullies did. We played non-alcoholic beer pong. So if you get it in the cup, you just drink your own drink.
Right. I mean, it's still beer pong. That
was fun. The crowd loved that. I was in the semifinals during the women's championship match. So I missed that. But it was a good. Overall, it was a good time. We got a lot of good energy, positivity. It was really a good time. And first time hanging out with a large group of people like that since last year.
Right. Right. That's true.
And Hooters is awesome. The owner gave us a lot of free swag to give out as part of our raffles.
Ah, sick.
So you missed this one. Hopefully you come out to the next one. Because I'm assuming this is the start of a long, beautiful friendship with Hooters.
Oh, yes. Yes. I didn't even know there was one in Queens. I knew there was one in the city, which I think close up too, actually.
Probably.
Yeah, I used to Hooters all the time back in college. There was I think it was like 10-cent wings or something like that back in the day.
Yeah, we used to go to Hooters all the time in college.
Hofstra?
It was near Hofstra, the one on East Meadow.
Yeah, which was sick.
Then they opened one here in Queens a while ago. It's been open for a while now, but I haven't been there in forever.
So, yeah, I had no idea, man. Was there good parking there too or no?
Oh, it's the best thing. Better than Buffalo Wild Wings. There's a parking lot.
Oh, fantastic!
It's part of a huge.
I could drive there.
It's part of a huge shopping center, so it's a huge parking lot.
Okay,
like a huge parking.
And the reason I asked about the wings is, I mean, I know Hooters wings are phenomenal, but I kept on hearing about the one in the city that the wings weren't as good, so I was curious if these were up to par.
Oh no, I heard good things about these wings. People love these wings. They were ordering wings nonstop. Which the waitress was going back and forth, the trays full of wings nonstop. So,
oh man, now I want wings. Damn it! All right, next one. What's the next show? AEW. Let's do it.
I see Hooters on like these delivery apps. Mm-hmm. Like, who wants delivery from Hooters? Isn't the point of Hooters food to be at Hooters?
It's like it's the experience, right? It's like someone ordering food from Dave and Buster's. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I mean,
there was one fun moment where I was sitting next to our host, the guiding light, the governor, AJ Pan, who was rocked out in a Hooters blazer.
I saw his outfit.
So me and him are sitting next to each other, talking, watching the show. He's ordering some food, drinking his beer, having a good time. Then Boogs comes out with Cheesecake Knock him over, and he does the Pat McAfee, where he stands on the chair and starts dancing.
AJ did it?
Yeah. He starts dancing like Pat McAfee. So afterwards, he sits back down. I said, AJ, I just want to say thank you. Because now you gave me the experience of what Michael Cole goes through every fucking week. Because now he's like, what are you doing? Come on, sit down. I'm like, that's what Michael Cole must be doing.
Did he, I saw AJ saved you. What was that about?
Blessing. He baptized me in the name of AJ Pan.
He baptized you.
Yeah.
So what does this mean now for you? Did you get some sort of certificate in the mail? Do you have to go through like some sort of pyramid scheme?
Oh, no.
How much do you have to pay into it?
I've been cleansed.
Let's talk.
I've been cleansed.
You've been cleansed.
Yeah. My sins.
What are your next steps now?
Just follow the word of AJ Pan. Praise be.
Okay. What does that even mean?
Oh, you haven't been enlightened yet, Mark. So once you open your third eye,
oh boy, here we go.
Open your third eye.
Now you're gonna recruit, right? Is that the deal?
I don't think I need to. Everyone loves AJ Pan. Everyone believes in.
Oh boy,
Pan saves.
Not everyone.
Pan saves. Praise be.
Pan saves. Oh boy.
But anyway, speaking of SummerSlam, let's get right into TV Takedown this week, Mark.
Yeah, let's get right up there.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
Right, Mark. So we're going right into the SummerSlam TV Takedown. What are your thoughts on the show?
From what I saw, and I'm going to be very honest, I didn't get to see the whole thing because I was out celebrating my mom's retirement, but I was able to catch the tail end of everything. And from what I saw and what I read on Twitter, I mean, it seems like there were a lot of ups and there were quite a few downs. Where do we begin? Where do we begin? By the way, I have to say, what a wild week in wrestling in general.
Yep.
It's been nuts.
Yeah.
And I have to say, like, I feel like, and there are some things I feel like WWE did may have been like a reaction to the news from AEW, but there were some things obviously that have been planned for a while. I feel like the whole Brock Lesnar thing that was planned for quite some time.
Yeah, you figured it had to. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with someone like that. I feel like honestly the whole Becky Lynch thing was thrown together kind of like last minute.
Yeah, I think that was a reaction to the Sasha Banks news.
I think that was a reaction. Yeah. And what happened with Sasha Banks? Do we have clarity yet? What's going on here?
Nope. Bianca Belair was cleared last week.
Nothing. No rumors
this week. No rumors at all. They're holding this close to the vest.
The day before, she tweeted that she's so happy today and whatnot. As she's promoting the show, the match was being promoted as advertised.
Yeah.
This seems a little weird.
Well, also, someone compared it to the Randy Orton news. Randy Orton was missing for 3 months, and they never said a word what happened to him.
Right.
So this is the similar situation. They're playing it very close to the vest. I don't know if it's COVID related. That's the first thing everyone's going to think these days.
Of course.
So if
I think she was an anti-vaxxer. I think.
Yeah, I think she is. She liked a couple anti-vax posts, which leads us to believe she is.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of like again, like with Keith Lee too. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff that's uncertain there with that.
Well, we found out what happened to him. He told us what happened there. He had COVID, and then he had some sort of heart condition.
When did that come out? I missed that one.
That was last week. He released a YouTube video.
Whoops. All right.
But again, that was COVID too.
Yeah. So maybe it's along those lines. Whatever is going on with Sasha Banks, hopefully she's okay. But of course, they had Becky Lynch. I mean, she's gone to most of the shows, especially the pay-per-views. She's in the back supporting Seth Rollins, so she's there.
Yeah.
And the fact that the whole thing was a squash match, makes me believe that maybe Becky Lynch wasn't even fully ready to completely go yet. I don't know. A lot of backlash on that, though. I mean, the fans were pumped to see her back. It was cool to see her back, but the fact that I was able to watch the whole match on Twitter on the car ride home, not a good look.
So the rumor was both of them were not going to be cleared to compete. Then we found out Bianca was cleared. Sasha Banks was not going to be cleared for SummerSlam.
Makes me think more COVID.
I'm also kind of curious the fact that they never acknowledged it. They were still promoting the match as is until even Bianca Belair came out. Like, there was no announcement until Todd Hamilton said Sasha Banks is not cleared to compete tonight, which I thought was a very smart move. Because if you announced it ahead of time, everyone's going to be like, oh, Becky Lynch is coming up. Maybe it's the time for Becky Lynch.
Right.
The fact that they held it off.
Right. No, that's true.
I think it was a bigger surprise. People at the party are like, oh, that means Becky Lynch is going to come out today, right? And so they didn't give us time to speculate. They just did it, which I thought was a smart move.
How did you appreciate the pop? I mean, did you appreciate the surprise of Becky Lynch?
Yeah, that was a pop. That was a huge pop. I think bigger than the night before's because it was more organic. It's surprising. I thought it was good. It was a nice moment. Right time for her to come out. Right time, right place.
Yeah.
I didn't think she could afford to lose this match. I didn't think Bianca Belair could afford to lose either. So I was curious to see what happened. What was going to happen, I should say. Did not expect that. Wasn't expecting a 27-second match.
No, that's wild to me, man. I think that's absolutely nuts. And I think this is a way, like, people may boo Becky after this. Like,
maybe
they may start turning on her. Maybe that's the plan.
Maybe that's what they want.
Maybe that's the plan. Turn her heel right away.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe that's what they
want. Which would be odd because like, I feel like they need a big baby face, someone like Becky Lynch. But, if it seems like they're trying to build Bianca Belair to be that person and they don't know what's going on with Sasha Banks, that could be a good move. Yeah,
I'm curious to see what happens on Friday, the fallout. Because now you can go right into the fact that Bianca wasn't prepared for Becky Lynch. She was off her game. She wasn't expecting that. That's why she lost so early. She was still in shock. Storyline that way. So I don't know.
Like, if you're gonna turn Becky Lynch heel, I mean, this is how you do it, because it would be very hard to do for her just to talk smack or whatever, and people will get behind her. Look, I mean, it happened before. Originally, she was supposed to be heel against Charlotte Flair.
Yep.
And people loved her. With this, I think this is a good way to actually put the breadcrumbs there and throw that, because people already, it was like a weird emotional thing I was seeing on Twitter. Like, oh my God, it's Becky Lynch. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. This is bullshit. Like, I was like, all right, maybe this is a thing here.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like this is a match I really wanted to see. You can still do it next month.
Yeah, I think something's going to happen here. There's a reason for this, and we'll find out.
Yeah,
it was interesting.
Very interesting. I have to say, like, John Cena Roman Reigns match though was awesome.
Very good.
It was really well done, and it started off. I was really thinking, like, oh my God, this is going to be Brock Lesnar versus John Cena SummerSlam all over again. Roman Reigns was kicking John Cena's ass, had an answer for everything, was manhandling him at one point. Then John Cena just started coming back, and it seems like quite a few times, seemed like John Cena might sneak out a win.
Yeah. There were a lot of near falls where it looked like he was going to win.
Yeah.
And talked about, I think, last week with Andrew, how the promo they had last week kind of made us think maybe John Cena could win here, because there was no chance John Cena was winning. But then this promo, I'm like, maybe?
Right.
And then when Roman Reigns put his career on the line, you're like, all right, that's the nail in the coffin. Roman Reigns is winning this match. But then you have these near falls, like, maybe again? Maybe something happens? Maybe he loses and something happens? I don't know. But it was also like, you're big into storytelling, great storytelling. Nothing was rushed. All the big spots were set up well.
It was.
The crowd was really...
It was a good pace.
The crowd is really into it.
Mm-hmm.
They did a nice job delivering. It lived up to the hype. Not too often it does, but this one did.
And it's funny because usually at SummerSlam time, like usually there is some sort of cash in.
Okay.
Right. And like I felt like when Roman Reigns won, I was like, oh, wait for it. Something's going to happen here. I think something's going to happen. Didn't really expect Brock Lesnar's music to hit.
No, I wasn't thinking of Brock Lesnar at all. The conversation of the party was like, now what? Who beats Roman Reigns here?
Right.
And I said, well, it's got to be Big E eventually with the cash in. That's the only way you think you do it nice.
Exactly.
And he's like, I agree with that. I want to see Big E, but I just hope it's not Lesnar. And then literally like 2 seconds later, we hear the music hit. And we get Viking Brock Lesnar come out with a new look.
New look. It looked like Alex Hammerstone. Or I should say maybe Alex Hammerstone looks like Brock Lesnar. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, Brock Lesnar came out to a big pop. Lots of people were, I think, stunned by that because we've heard multiple reports of Brock Lesnar in WWE. There are loose talks, but it seems like it's not going anywhere.
Or weren't even talking at all, yeah.
Yeah, or we're not even talking at all. It looked like Brock Lesnar is very happy living out in Canada in the middle of nowhere. And then this happens. And we've talked about it before on the air about Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, how interesting it would be that dynamic now, especially with Paul Heyman in there being Roman Reigns' counsel.
Yep.
And how this would all play out. And Paul Heyman's reaction was awesome. Was still on par.
But
here it is. Here it is.
I thought of you because you're the one who brought this up. This would be a cool dynamic. What's Paul Heyman do here?
What does Paul Heyman do here? That's the question mark.
Let us not forget that Brock Lesnar is still really horrible at the microphone, and he needs a mouthpiece. He needs a mouthpiece.
Yes.
So I'm curious how this plays out. Unless he got a lot better, which I doubt. I'm curious to see what he does down the microphone going forward without Paul Heyman.
There was a camera shot when Roman Reigns was backing away from Brock Lesnar. Was backing away towards Paul Heyman. I thought, honestly, I was like, Paul Heyman's going to give him a low blow or something. Something's going to happen here. Nothing. I wouldn't be shocked, though, if Paul Heyman does turn on Roman Reigns.
Really? I don't think so, man. Because Roman Reigns is going to be there every week. Brock Lesnar is going to come here for a couple weeks and then leave again.
We don't know. Do we know Paul Heyman's contract status? Do we know what's up with Paul Heyman? I mean, Paul Heyman could want to leave and do his own thing. I mean, he's got the whole Heyman hustle thing that's doing well. There's a lot of different ways this can go, and I think that's what's so intriguing about it. Yes, Paul Heyman could probably stay with Roman Reigns. I've heard Brock Lesnar on a mic before. He's not as bad as you say. He's not awful. He's not great either. No. He's capable.
Yeah, he could do it, but
you can't script him. I think that's the thing. You just can't script him.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
Roman Reigns is not scripted, so, I mean, you're going to script Brock Lesnar? No.
So we'll see what happens. Now we got the reverse. We've seen this match numerous times, but now we got the reverse heel.
Here's the thing.
Reigns face Brock Lesnar. Is he a face? He came out with the face pop. He did the face stuff. But when
then off
air, he attacked John Cena, so I don't know what his role in the company is going to be going forward. But
he's Brock Lesnar, though. I mean, even when Brock Lesnar was regularly on WWE, there was times when he was a face, and there was times he was heel. He was just Brock Lesnar.
True.
So I think that's the case here. It looks like this match is going to be in Saudi Arabia, though.
Yeah.
That's the big want.
We'll see, man.
Which makes me think Brock Lesnar is going to beat Roman Reigns because whatever happens over there, it's what the Prince wants.
True. Does he want?
That means Goldberg's probably going to beat Bobby Lashley.
Oh no, I don't know about that.
I mean, Hulk Hogan's going to win the King of the Ring.
Maybe I can believe that. I won't throw past them.
What else will happen there?
Is that September or October?
Good question. Do we know Brock Lesnar's dates yet? Do we know what's going on?
No.
It doesn't seem like it's a long-term thing.
It never is. It's usually like 2 matches a year thing, right? Same thing with Goldberg?
Right, because originally I think they wanted to do Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, WrestleMania, not this coming year, but the year after.
Maybe.
So I don't know. So that's why I'm not too sure what's going on here. Are they going to save this for like Survivor Series, Saudi Arabia? I can't see them doing this for Extreme Rules.
No, neither can I. But also, you have Survivor Series is, I heard, the 25th anniversary of The Rock. So they're going to do some sort of special Rock thing. They're going to launch The Rock, Roman Reigns thing. That's Survivor Series. So what happens with, I don't know. We'll see. Again, it left you with more questions than answers. It's like, okay, I'm more intrigued now. See what happens. It was well done. And I'm interested in Brock Lesnar for the first time. I'm like, okay, good job.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's a good job making us intrigued about Brock Lesnar. It's been quite some time since we're like, yay, Brock Lesnar. You know, because he's just been so, I guess, protected is the word for it.
Very protected, yep.
So, you know, it has all the makings to be a phenomenal storyline, especially just the history that they have as well. It's going to be fun. What did you think of SummerSlam? What was your takedown?
I found it funny how
you watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I found it funny how somebody at the watch party was so excited that Brock Lesnar was wearing jeans. Like, that's, of all the things to get excited about, that's okay. Whatever floats your boat, buddy.
People get excited over the weirdest shit.
I thought SummerSlam overall was pretty good. Yeah, the matches that were supposed to be short were short, which is good, leaving more time for the other matches. But it's still just so long. I don't understand how this was over 4 hours long.
5 hours. It was 5 hours long.
I think it was 5 hours with the pre-show. I think the main show was 4 hours, wasn't it?
Okay.
I could be wrong. I just know it. I think it ended after midnight on the East Coast. Way too long.
It's crazy, dude. But, you know, it was good to see the fans back. It was a jam-packed arena.
Yeah.
Was it like over 50,000 people there?
Yep.
Which is awesome. Everyone seemed super into it.
I was looking forward to the Reigns Cena match, but the match I was looking forward to, I still think maybe the match of the night, Edge versus Seth Rollins.
Okay, that's the match I missed. I wanted to see it. I saw Edge's entrance, by the way, which was sick.
That was fucking cool, man.
Sick entrance.
Yeah. And he did the hybrid. Like, he came out with the Brood, and he stopped halfway through, and then did the Edge. Also, the entrance stage was pretty interesting, how they had that long curved ramp.
It was weird. I don't know how I felt about that.
It reminded me of like the old school 90s stuff, because you never had the ramp.
It was old school 90s, right? Yeah.
You never had the ramp go right to the ring. Like, if you watch it, they always come out and had a little curve and had to go to the ring. So I don't know if that was done intentionally or because it's a football field. You can do a straight shot to the football field, but
exactly. I was thinking that too. It's like, it's not like the arena. This is by design for whatever reason.
So I thought that was interesting. But that Seth Rollins Edge match, I mean, it was interesting. Again, storytelling you're into. Seth Rollins kept working the neck. Edge kept fighting back. And he used a glam slam in honor of his wife, which I thought was a nice touch.
No, did he? That's awesome.
Yeah, I think this was really. I think it might have been match of the night for me.
Damn. Okay, I gotta watch that back.
And it was a submission.
What was the submission he used?
He tapped out. I think that one he's been using with like the crossface. I think
the crossface. Okay,
without the steel chair this time.
I was thinking did he use like the execution?
I'm sure he did. I just don't remember too much about it. I just don't remember it was a good match, and well done to both men. Man, it lived up again. Another match that lived up to the hype.
They just matched up so well together. I mean, these are two guys that are athletic. They know how to tell a story. It seemed like they were gonna. I mean, we have no idea what the chemistry would have been like beforehand, but like, I'm glad to hear that they had good chemistry together and it worked really well. I had no surprise that this is going to be match of the night.
And since we're talking about TV and Seth Rollins, I thought it was really cool on SmackDown. He had that brood bath.
I saw that.
I was wondering why he came out in like an all white suit and not like a fancy drip. And then I saw the brood bath. I'm like, oh, and he was completely covered. Like there was no white at all visible. That was well done. Yeah. They completely drenched that guy. Well done. That was really freaking cool to watch too. I haven't seen one of those in forever.
So no Gangrel. Gangrel did not come out, make an appearance or anything.
No.
I was hoping for that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were. So we have going forward. I don't know if this feud's over. I'm assuming it would.
Probably not. I mean, you have Extreme Rules coming up, so I'm sure there's going to be some sort of maybe a submission match.
Maybe. Or does Seth Rollins now go recruit Gangrel to teach him what he taught Edge?
Ooh,
shit! Whoa!
And the plot thickens.
Book it.
What did you think about SummerSlam being on a Saturday?
Let's get into that.
Okay. Because I feel so thrown off right now because we're recording on a Sunday in the middle of a hurricane and we're talking about pay-per-view that just happened. I mean, and it's not AEW.
I thought AEW doing the pay-per-views originally on Saturday was a smart move because now you can go out, relax, and enjoy ourselves. Then they switched back to Sundays. And Sundays is wrestling night. Sunday night's pay-per-views. I get it. I didn't know why they switched over to Saturday. I thought maybe it had something to do. Maybe it was a Raiders home game. I thought maybe it had something to do with the football schedule or maybe the boxing schedule. They wanted to get the same crowd in that night. Well, turns out Nick Khan revealed the answer to us, Marcus.
Oh, go on.
During an interview, he said, and I quote, Peacock allows us to test a few things in terms of dates. SummerSlam that's on Saturday. Traditionally, we've gone on Sundays with pay-per-views. We believe on a sports calendar there are certain days where there should be sports. Traditionally, we had not done well in terms of box office in Las Vegas. If you speak of the Sunday connotation, no one ever says, let's go to Vegas and go crazy on a Sunday night. It's a Friday, Saturday night town. We thought Saturday would work for us in Vegas, and the ticket sales reflected that. We had a big audience and big gate. So basically what it came down to was money. Ticket sales.
Always does.
Because he was right. I never heard that. Like, let's go crazy on a Sunday night, especially in Vegas. He's right. That was a smart move, and it paid off. So I'm curious now. I wonder if we'll see more of a transition to Saturday pay-per-views.
I mean, traditionally thinking with, the whole fight night type of thing, right? With MMA and boxing, they're on Saturday nights.
Yeah,
I think the only big thing that happens on Sunday night is Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, Nick Khan,
or the Super Bowl.
And Nick Khan seems to be all about the money, the bottom line. Does he want to compete with the biggest?
Totally.
The biggest show of the year is always Sunday Night Football. Does he want to compete with that? I wonder if it goes Saturdays from now on. I won't be against it.
I wouldn't be against it either. I feel like it feels weird today. Don't get me wrong, but it's something I get used to.
I just can't imagine hanging out on Hooters, hanging out with everybody in the hurricane till 12:30 at night, worrying about work the next day.
Oh no, that would suck.
So I don't mind. It's a bitch to watch these long pay-per-views, but like if I had the next day to recover.
Now I'm also thinking like, oh my god, when I went to WrestleMania, it sucked the next day. I had to work the next day. I had to do my thing. It took me forever to get back home.
Yeah,
I was just dreading Monday and how I was going to survive the day. It would have been so much better if it was on a Saturday. Now I'm actually kind of jealous.
Yep. So it's going to be weird because Sunday nights is pay-per-view night. You have all those memories of growing up Sunday night, but then also Sunday night's a good night of TV, so you miss a lot of stuff on TV. Nothing's
so now,
on Saturday.
Like the rest of this pay-per-view schedule, though, at least for this year, they're all on Sundays, though. No,
I believe so. Yeah. I would imagine so. I think they booked it ahead of time. I'm sure it could be an easy fix on some of them, but like Survivor Series is here in New York. They never had a problem here in New York on a Sunday night because New York's a wrestling town,
right?
So that won't be a problem. It's just like Vegas is a party town, and so maybe certain cities, we'll see what happens.
Then I wonder what happens next. Yeah, I wonder what happens in 2022. I don't necessarily know like how far advanced they make their schedules, though. Is it already set in stone for what they have in 2022?
I think probably the early part is.
The early part would have to be, right?
Yeah. But again, they came out and announced that WrestleMania is going to be one night Sunday night, but now there's talks of it doing 2 nights again.
Oh, really?
So I guess the schedule is pretty flexible depending on the arena, I guess.
I feel like right now they have to be kind of flexible because of with COVID. I've heard rumors that they might go back to the Thunderdome at one point.
Yeah, if the Delta variant gets worse, but let's not worry about that just yet. Overall, SummerSlam was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm curious to watch certain matches that I missed, especially Seth Rollins versus Edge. But from what I saw, I'm very happy about that.
Don't forget the D-drop of Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
that was a barn burner.
So apparently, rumor is it was a big night for Alexa Bliss going into it with Lily.
Yeah.
Depending on the sales of the Lily dolls and the Lily merch, they may drop Lily going forward.
Yep.
Lily might be the next be future endeavored.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay.
So I guess it depends on what they did. I didn't realize how much merch they have with Lily.
Huge. T-shirts, dolls. I saw a couple dolls in the audience.
Backpacks.
Oh, backpacks too. Wow. See what happens, man.
But if they drop Lily, I mean, do they drop this whole Alexa Bliss character? Does she go back to being the goddess?
I don't know, man. The goddess got over. I don't know. I'm getting mixed reactions with this character. I thought it was hot at first, but now that Bray Wyatt's gone, I'm not sure how the crowd is reacting to this because it still doesn't make any much sense. Like, what's the point? What's going on with her? Like, why is she like this?
It also doesn't help that they threw in with Eva Marie, who's a very controversial figure amongst fans.
Yeah, well, fans are weird. She's awesome. Love Eva Marie here. She posted our story, so.
I know she did. I'm not talking bad about Eva Marie, but I'm just
sound like you were, Mark. I'm just saying, sound like you were.
I'm saying she's a controversial figure. I think she would even agree to that in the wrestling world.
It was definitely a good show. And what followed another big night of wrestling, Friday night, the night before, was Rampage.
Yes.
The first dance, which didn't make too much sense to me because it's the second episode. I get you're in Chicago, that you're playing off the last dance.
Yeah, no, I get that.
It would have made sense if it was the first show. Like, you're going to wait a week? But the worst kept secret in the world, CM Punk came back at 7 years.
Still the biggest pop, though. That was a phenomenal pop. And I'm glad they opened it up right away with that, because no one else gave a fuck about anything else, especially over there. Chicago is CM Punk's home. They wanted CM Punk. They got CM Punk. They gave it to him right away. Great promo. CM Punk did address a lot of different things there. Got emotional at one point. Cool to see him do have that moment with the fans, hugging people, going for the stage dive in there. And now we're going to get CM Punk versus Darby Allin, which I think is going to be a phenomenal match. Well, going based on CM Punk, what he used to do, I don't necessarily know what he can do anymore in the ring.
I'm happy they started the show with it, like you said, because I was wondering if they're going to make his way to the whole show. But it makes sense to do in the beginning. That's why he could soak it in. You don't have to worry about TV time remaining. You can let him take as long as he wanted, and you can shorten the other stuff at the tail end.
Exactly. It was a smart move.
Good for him. Finally can stop with these stupid CM Punk chants. Finally can start doing it the right person. It's so annoying when it was like Randy Orton versus Edge or something. Sheamus and there's CM Punk chants going on. I'm like, okay. Now you have a reason to say it now. When he comes out.
Well, what did you think of his promo?
That's right. That's okay.
I mean, I feel like he was speaking to you at one point. I know, like you're one of the people that feel like he left. He took his bag and left and turned his back in WWE. But he did kind of address that, how he felt about it. I mean, what do you think about that?
Again, it's just a typical former WWE guy coming into another promotion, putting down the promotion, a little classless. Like, again, CM Punk wouldn't be the name he is if it wasn't for WWE. I say it week in and week out. Like, the Young Bucks have a big following, but they're not as big as CM Punk's following. Casual wrestling fans don't know who the Young Bucks even are. CM Punk would be in that category if it wasn't for WWE, right? And just come out and completely just bash and shit on the company that basically made you who you are. Like, you can go out and like, cut a positive promo. Like, there's no need to mention your past at all. So I went through a hard time. Here I am, ready to focus on the future, come back, fall in love with what I fell in love with years ago, stuff like that. You have to shit on the past promotion. But I feel
like he's addressing the elephant in the room. I mean, there were a lot of questions. People wanted to hear it, and also you kind of can't blame him. Like, listen, not for nothing. I don't hate WWE. I've been disappointed with all the moves they've been making, but listen, WWE made me a wrestling fan, so of course I support WWE. But at the same time, I can't blame CM Punk for how he feels because, hey, not for nothing, they had a nasty, ugly lawsuit. He was served his papers to leave WWE on his wedding day.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Totally forgot about that.
I mean, fired his wife as well. I mean, like there have been a lot of problems there on both sides. So of course CM Punk's going to feel a certain way. He feels that WWE sucked the fun out of professional wrestling, and that's how he feels, and he's entitled to feel that way.
Oh yeah, is CM Punk that good?
Do I think so, or is this a general question?
I'm asking you because, again, I talk about it, this cult-like following he has. And Roman Reigns even mentioned it. Like, he was never that over. And I mentioned it, too. CM Punk was never that over until he did that pipe bomb promo.
But you can say about that about a lot of different people. Like, certain people don't start off over. Bret Hart didn't start off over. Shawn Michaels didn't start off over. It was always a certain moment. It's a certain moment that they get where they get over. Stone Cold's a great example of that, too. Like, and then they take that ball and they run with it. And I think CM Punk did that. Roman Reigns doesn't have a leg to stand on. Roman Reigns didn't get it over until he turned heel. What the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, but Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart don't have this cult-like following where like they think they worship the ground he walks on.
They don't?
No.
Are you kidding me?
Do you hear Shawn Michaels chants for no fucking reason during a random match? Do you hear Bret Hart chants during fucking non-match?
I think, honestly, with CM Punk, it's the way he left. The way he left was very different than, like, Shawn Michaels. Bret Hart kind of had a similar path, but, like, Bret Hart was very much painted to be the bad guy there.
Yeah.
CM Punk, like, it's kind of like John Cena's career. Like, fuck you, Cena. Let's go, Cena. Cena sucks. Like, it's like CM Punk, yay, and CM Punk, boo. That's kind of where it's like right now for him. And I think that's why it kind of caught on. He's been so popular. I think he is that good, though, as far as in the ring and on the mic. On the mic, I don't think not many people can touch him. I think he's top 5 on the mic. Wrestling ability, I mean, he does back it up. I've always enjoyed his matches. He's very good. Athletic, He has very good ring psychology. I don't see anything bad about him. I don't see anything bad about his game.
We'll see on September 5th when he first time back in the ring.
What was it you think? Do you not think he's that good in the ring? Was it his mic work? Was his character? What was it for you that turned you off?
Nothing. I just never got turned on. Basically, he just never connected with me, right? But I thought he was good, right? In the ring, I thought he was a good wrestler. But I don't think he was good enough to get this cult-like, godlike figurehead that he is, having this mass of people just worship the ground he walks on.
So you just don't understand like the mass appeal.
Yeah, it feels like a cult.
I think.
It's like the Trump cult. Everyone like Trump.
I think you're going to go there. I think it's kind of like this. Like Stone Cold had the character of like the hard worker is getting screwed by the man, right? Getting screwed by his boss, against the punch boss.
Yes.
So that was a character thing.
Correct.
CM Punk, this is more like real life.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And like
you're talking about Friday. I'm talking about the last 7 years of this ever-growing mythic.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about
okay.
With that. I think CM Punk went through a very real thing that everyone knows about, getting screwed by the boss, trying to rise above, very much like this Stone Cold storyline that he had with Vince McMahon, but except it's real life. It's real. So I think CM Punk is a real life Stone Cold.
I'm also wondering.
I think that's why Stone Cold was tremendously over, and I think that's why CM Punk is so over.
I was wondering, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. WWE doesn't care at all. Their mentality is now he's AEW's problem now, right?
Yes, those were the words, right?
But then he talked about in a promo how he at the last 7 years he grew spiritually, mentally. He talked about growing in the last 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious. Hopefully, maybe he's a different person now, a better person than he was 7 years ago. Not this bitter person. It's definitely a better fit for him. AEW's definitely a better fit for him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he can excel here and put over. But he's only wrestling 10, 12 times a year. So he's going on a part-time basis.
Right.
So we won't see him too much. But I'm assuming they'll use him right. AEW's killing it over there. So
of course. And he was trending all over the place in different versions of it being trending all over the place. So obviously AEW knew what they were getting. And they know what they have right now. So they're going to use it wisely. I have faith in them for that.
Then it goes also to the debate I was asking Green Man at the party. You had a huge pop for CM Punk. You knew it was coming. Mm-hmm. It's almost like you're anticipating something's coming, and then boom, you get it. Explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Then you compare that to the next night with Becky Lynch, when no one knew it was coming. Total surprise. No reports, no rumors about it happening. I thought that pop was more explosive than the CM Punk chant. Pop.
Really? I disagree with that.
The surprise factor was there.
There was a surprise factor, but I feel like the CM Punk thing was what lasted way longer. It was a really good. You see people crying.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, thank you for that. Continue. Let's talk about that guy crying.
Okay. But no, I feel like, and not to take away Becky Lynch's moment, I think Becky Lynch had a very nice moment, had an awesome moment. But I feel like also too. You have to consider this. Vegas, was the roof open?
It looked like it was closed.
It was closed. But either way, I mean, the Chicago arena was more compacted, which I think creates more noise than it really was, probably.
Yeah,
right.
They talk about that.
So it's really hard to judge that because it appears CM Punk had a larger pop. It appears
true,
but they both had an awesome moment.
Remember what I think it was Edge was saying that when they started going over to football stadiums for WrestleMania, you lose the sound because you don't hear anything because the sound goes up. Yeah, arenas it's a curved dome, so the sound comes back to the ring.
It makes sense.
So you have this guy in the crowd crying his eyes out when CM Punk came out. Now apparently, people are giving him shit for it.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't get why.
Let's give props to our man Tommy Dreamer. You see Tommy Dreamer's post? He goes, I'm trying to find the CM Punk fan. Apparently, many people are making fun of him. So I'm going to fly into Bound for Glory and Impact. Spoke with Tony Khan. We're going to get him some All Elite ticks and CM Punk meet and greet. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a Punk fan. I couldn't care less that Punk came back. But obviously, Punk...
Lady Frost said she's doing something similar, I think. She's trying to get in touch with that guy, too.
Obviously, this guy has a huge connection with CM Punk and very emotional about his debut, return. Leave the fucking guy alone.
Right.
I don't understand why I got to fucking... Why can't anybody be happy? Why can't anybody be happy?
This is coming from a person that's not a CM Punk fan, and you can still acknowledge that. I mean,
yeah, totally.
Dude,
Nothing against CM Punk.
There are plenty of people that cried when Shawn Michaels retired, when he
I
lost
did.
against The Undertaker.
I cried during his retirement speech. It's like, oh, come on. Leave the guy alone. People are just so... This world's full of so shitty people, Mark. So shitty people.
It really is, man. It's sad.
The poor guy. Now, this poor guy's probably getting his, like, attacked on social media because people know who this guy is. This poor guy, man.
I thought it was a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
I really think it was. The guy was a true wrestling fan to his core, loving the moment, a sick moment. I actually have a friend that was there. I wanted to get him on, actually. He was at Chicago for that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, should have.
And, yeah, he actually asked if he can come on. I was like thinking, oh, I'm going to be on next week. So didn't think I was going to be on today. But anywho,
anyway, props to Tommy Dreamer for that, wherever he's respectable. And if Lady Frost is doing that too, props to her.
Yeah. Let fans be fans. Let them love what they love,
yeah.
man. Like, I get the fact you're not a CM Punk fan. I don't agree with some of the things you're saying. I just wanted more of an understanding where you're coming from. But yeah, I'm not going to hate on you for that.
Yeah, no, of course
not. Like who you like.
That's the thing. Again, everyone just hates everybody.
Right.
People love to hate on people. Ugh.
Now, if you're a Patriots fan,
that's a different story.
Then we have some problems.
Yeah, huge story. Like I've seen these dating apps, right? Like, oh, if you voted for Joe Biden, don't bother. All right, so you're gonna throw away a potential relationship because I voted for Joe Biden instead of okay.
Dude, that's a very real thing, though. I mean, politics. People are die hard with that.
Yeah,
like that's a whole lifestyle and mindset, and I can kind of understand it. But like sports, celebrities, and whatnot. Come on now, come on.
But yeah, that is all I got, Marcus. Anything for TV?
No, I mean, really, that was my big moment. Another cool moment, I have to say, if we were talking about fan reactions, Chris Jericho coming out to no music, and did you see that match?
I did. I fast forward the entrance, but I did see the match. I wanted to go back and watch that before the show started, but I heard about that. That's pretty cool,
dude. It felt like, and I watched a lot of soccer because of my wife. She watched a lot of Premier League. It felt like a soccer crowd. I don't know if you ever seen like Liverpool play or whatnot. There's a lot of, you hear fans just singing these songs, the team songs. It was very much like that, and it was deafening. You see off Chris Jericho's reaction, like he did not expect that at all. At least to that point.
Maybe to that point, because you had to expect it somehow. I actually totally forgot about there was no music, that whole stipulation. That's why I just fast forward the entrance. I'm like, I don't need to see this entrance.
Hey, dude, like, that's what we've been missing for so long. We're back on Zoom today only because of the hurricane. But like, being in person, having fans there, like, it's just such a major part of wrestling. And the match itself, I mean, it was what it was. I know people are pissed off for MJF to win, but
yeah,
of course he's going to win. But like, it's that moment in particular though that I'll remember. Like the whole thing coming out to the whole fans just singing along to the song.
I must say, I was one of those guys. I'm like, you put me through 4 weeks of this stuff to have him lose, and then once I like really thought about it, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's better.
It does make sense.
I had to go like, yeah, it makes more sense. It just cements MJF's position in that company. What a way.
Those are the same people that will be like, oh, Chris Jericho's not putting over young talent.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't make anybody happy again. People love to bitch and complain about something. Can't make anybody happy. It's so freaking annoying.
Oh my god! But yeah, I wanted to give a shout out for that, man. Just much love to, as much as we're bashing fans. I feel like we're more so bashing like Twitter fans or the keyboard warriors.
Keyboard warriors, yeah, those are the trolls.
I feel like the most part, the fans that show up day in and day out to these shows, these events, man, like true MVPs.
So I don't know if it was just the Punk Day return, the excitement, the anticipation, but I kind of got the feeling that the crowd was trying to sing along to his theme too.
Oh, Cult of Personality?
Yeah, I think I saw or heard a lot of people singing along with it. I'm like, just leave it a Chris Jericho thing. Don't you have to sing everybody's theme? Hope this is not a thing going forward. So I think it's cool when Chris Jericho does it. I don't need for 2 people to do it. That's his thing.
Right. Well, CM Punk, I mean, like, all I heard really was like CM Punk chants. I didn't hear necessarily the song or people sing along to the song.
No, I think I heard some. I definitely saw people mouthing the words to it. And that's my favorite part.
It's a good song.
And that's my favorite part about the Chris Jericho when the crowd sings along. When the camera pans through the crowd, you definitely see people who don't know the words and trying.
That would be me. I never know the words to songs.
Really? Even that one?
Dude, you gotta ask my wife this. I am horrible when it comes to like lyrics.
Except Les Mis. And you're not a singer.
Even then, probably.
You're not a singer.
I'm not a singer.
But you're a dancer. Because you love to dance.
I don't even remember. I remember that. I don't even know how that came up.
You were talking to me and AJ Pan about your friend's wedding, who was a guy and a girl. You specified. It was a man and a woman who got married. You specified that numerous times throughout the conversation. And you just said how you love to dance.
Oh my God. I was white boy wasted.
It reminded me of that Dane Cook bit, how like girls can go around and dance and do what they want. But you never see guys just like going around dancing. Like, fuck chicks tonight. I just want to dance tonight. And that's what it made me. That's what
I'm that dude.
Like. Yeah.
I'm that dude.
I love to dance. That's the way you said it too. I love to dance.
Oh my God, what a tool.
Yes, you are.
Miss you, Putty. Miss you, buddy.
Miss you too, buddy. Welcome back to the show. The show hasn't been the same without you, Marcus.
Dude, it's I missed you, man. I've been listening to the show. You've been holding it down. Good job.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, somebody had to, right? And I guess what, the next 2 weeks I'm going to be holding it down?
That's right. I'm happy you remembered this year.
Yeah, man. No, man of my word. I'm gonna find some people to co-host with me. So we're going to do these next 2 weeks. It's going to be the Schwan and Only show.
Again, last time you did this was the week my father passed, and I asked you, please bring your wife on. I think it'll be hilarity will ensue. While you, a wrestling fan and a wrestling personality, talking to your wife who loves you but knows nothing about wrestling, I think it'd be awesome entertainment.
My wife would never come on the show. Not even the show, but any podcast. She's not like the spotlight on me type of person.
Neither am I. That's why you're behind the microphone. You're not recording the camera. It's just you heard your voice. Talk. You're having a conversation that happens to be recorded.
It would be a miracle if my wife ever came on.
Just ask her as a personal favor to me. Again, see if it works this time. I really want to hear about this Bella book.
I want to hear about this Bella book.
The Bella book report.
It came out, didn't it come out like two years ago at this point?
Yeah, and she was like, come on the show, give me a report. I'm still waiting on it. I don't know if I should buy it or not. I'm waiting for her report.
You still haven't bought the book yet? You're still just waiting on my wife?
Yeah. I need to know if it's worth it.
That's funny.
And I keep waiting. I'm a loyal person. I need to know.
I'm going to have to like pre-record her then. Like somehow someone's going to have to like talk to her. You just put like, my phone, just secretly record her.
Yeah. Load her up on
file.
Terramana Tequila.
That's what's up. Terramana Tequila.
I'd
go for some of that right now. I went to a tequila bar the other night. I went to go celebrate my play. We got funding that came in. So we'll be able to do like the full blown first read in front of a live people. So we went to celebrate this tequila place. They didn't have Terramana Tequila.
Lame.
I was so disappointed.
I can't believe Terramana Tequila is like the fastest growing spirits in like years. Like the number one tequila, one of the upper tequila brands, and it's only been out for like within a year.
It's my favorite tequila.
You're welcome. I think I turned you on.
Yeah, it was you. Yeah, I think it was you. Yeah.
Because anytime I came to your place, well, you had the other one, the Avion.
Patron.
No,
Avion. Avion. Yeah.
Yeah. Then Terramana is where it's at.
I forgot about Avion.
But now his energy drink is now number one. Like anything this guy touches, like the Midas touch. Anything he touches turns to gold.
Right.
And the energy drink is not even really that good. But I still buy it because it's The Rock. Like I'm a Mark II. Whatever. Good for The Rock.
It's great to be Dwayne.
Seriously, man. Why can't I get some of that success without doing any of the hard work?
I mean, the dude works pretty hard.
No, I'm saying I don't want to do the hard work. Can I just get the money and success without having to do the hard work?
Without.
That he does.
Oh, he's a hard-working motherfucker, man.
Also, I think it was like a year ago, almost a year ago, Marcus, on the show, we created our own factions. We drafted our own.
We did.
We drafted our own factions, Marcus. My number one pick, my number one draft pick, the face of my stable, Moose.
Mm-hmm.
I got to meet him the other day.
You met him?
They were doing it. Thanks for checking my social medias. They were. There was a couple signings down this place, a couple blocks from my house. I'm like, do I want to go? Do I really want to go meet Moose? I'm like, it would be a good story for the show. But then also Johnny Swinger was there along with Josh Alexander, the Walking Weapon.
Okay.
So now I'm like, I just want to meet Moose. I don't want to meet the other two guys. But is it rude? I don't want to go there and like, hey, how you guys doing? And like just go to Moose and walk out. Man, my parents raised me too nice because I ended up coughing up the money to meet all three of them because I didn't want to leave anybody out.
Oh my God, like they would care.
Yeah, no, that's my problem. I'm too fucking nice. They all were enthralled at how tall I was.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Johnny Swinger.
I mean, yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, Michael J. Putty is a tall man.
I don't mean the word only disparagingly, but I'm only like 6'6", right?
6'6" is a big deal, bro.
Johnny Swinger was awesome. He stayed in character. He told me I was bigger than Hernandaddy, and he wanted me to be his own personal bodyguard. I said, yes, sign me up. So I talked to Josh Alexander. So, a big fan of his matches. He's a big fan of his. He goes, thank you very much. Again, commented on my height because he's a lot shorter than I am.
Right.
Then Moose was sitting down. Moose stood up. He goes, you're a fucking tall dude. I'm taller than Moose. But
oh, wow. Moose is a tall guy,
I think he's 6'5", so I'm just barely taller than him.
Okay.
But yeah, it was cool. And I met Moose one time at the TNA Impact Hall of Fame ceremony 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. When I was rubbing elbows with all these guys at the bar. And he had the same presence he did when I met him, where he seems like a nice guy. But he's not really outgoing. He's like quiet, reserved, like, hey, how you doing? Like, he'll talk to you if you talk to him. Right. Like, Johnny Singer was talking nonstop. This guy was like, hey, how you doing? I'm a big fan of yours. I'm like, thanks. Like, he's not really engaging in conversation. Got it. But it was cool. So I met one of my stablemates, and he lucked on meeting Simone Johnson. How's that plan?
I'll let you know when that happens. What I had? Charlotte Flair. Tessa Blanchard, right?
Tessa Blanchard and Simone Johnson.
What
a thralling stable.
I'm going to meet one of the three. I'm not going to pay for it, but I'm going to meet one of the three.
But it was a very small room where they do these meet and greets. Very, very small.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised they did all three in that location, but there was 5 people there. There's also Sean Stasiak and Ryan Shamrock.
Okay.
No one was wearing masks. So I'm like, oh no. Is this a super spreader event? I guess I'll test this vaccine, huh? Jesus. Like, no one fucking cared.
I mean, most events are super spreader events now, right?
True. I'm lucky enough to live like 2 blocks away from a place that hosts all these meet and greets. Definitely check it out if you can. Wrestling Universe. There's one here in Queens, one out in Long Island, another one coming out to Long Island too. So definitely check that and support them out.
Good stuff, man. So you met your boy?
Yeah.
You feel good?
Not really. Because I drove halfway there, and I walked the other half, right? And it's fucking hot out, humid, so by the time I get to the place, I'm dripping in sweat. And then I got to put the blazer on, because it's the Michael J. Putty look. And then, like, the lady didn't tell me when she was taking the picture. So I look absolutely horrible in all these pictures. So I had to, like, narrow... I didn't even want to post them, because I felt so embarrassed. But I did anyway, because I sucked it up, but...
Now I gotta see, man. I didn't see on social media.
Yeah, Penny, don't check me out. Whatever, bro. Too busy with other things. I guess I'm not one of your top friends. This was MySpace.
Oh my God, stop. MySpace. Jesus Christ, you're dating yourself.
I guess I'm not in your top 8, huh?
Michael J. Putty, let me see. You put on Instagram?
Instagram, Twitter, all of them. I do it across the board.
Oh, here it is. Oh, you posted it earlier today, or last night.
Last night at the party, yeah.
Oh, dude, yesterday I was out all day. Oh, wow, you are a little bit taller than him.
Yeah. You see how red I am, like drenched in sweat?
You are red. He looks miserable.
Moose, yeah, that's his look. I'm saying like he doesn't come off like the dick, but I think he's just like maybe an introvert or like didn't want to be there or is tired.
Oh my God, you tower over Johnny Swinger.
Yeah, that's why he wanted to be my personal bodyguard, his personal bodyguard. He called me Daddy, which is nice. It felt like an accomplishment. Hey, Daddy, what's going on? I'm like, oh,
good stuff though. Happy for you, man.
Thanks, Preach. It was.
I just like your photos.
Oh wow! For the first time, I know.
Wow! Look at that.
I didn't know you knew that button existed.
Yeah, because you usually crop me out of the photos. I'm with you.
That's not done intentionally.
Oh, bullshit.
I had a nice picture of me, you, and AJ Pan. It just happened. I don't know.
Crop me out.
I didn't take the picture. Whoever took the picture cropped you out.
Okay. It happens every single time.
I don't think every single time.
Every single time.
I beg to differ.
Every single time you post it.
Okay, whatever. Now just being a diva. Anyway, Marcus, yeah, this is my last show for 2 weeks. I'm excited to see what you produce, what you and Mrs. Schwan come up with next week.
I may have my boy that went out to AEW, see CM Punk live on. I might have him on. I might have AJ on. I might have Carson on. I don't know yet. I might have Alphonse Stevens on. Who knows?
Wow. Who knows? Not even one mention of Green Man. That's messed up.
I could also have Green Man on. I could have Jimmy J on. I could have so many people on. But you're gonna have to tune in to find out who will be on with Mark Schwann for Shot of Wrestling. Meantime, you can find me at yourfavoriteactor.com.
So yeah, another show in the books. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Putty out.
Hey, baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh, my. And maybe you seem a bit confused. Yeah, baby, but I got you pinned. Ha, 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.